Namaste, good morning. Thank you so much for joining. This is a 90-minute practice. Please, as always, practice in accordance with your conditions and your abilities. Respect your limitations. Think of the practice as an offering. What you transmit is being sent out to all beings, so be conscious of what you're offering. If you go to a place of pain or suffering or anxiety, that's what will be felt by all beings. So practice with mindfulness. Practice with consciousness. So let's begin. Let's close the eyes and bring the attention within. At the moment of creation, God became part of all living beings. Attune your mind to the supreme divine consciousness that is within and everywhere. Rest your thoughts in God of love. And in God you will live hereafter. Of this there is no doubt. May all beings everywhere be happy and free from suffering and enjoy this practice through our senses. May we always have a strong desire for the knowledge that liberates us from pain and suffering. and may we cherish no ill feelings against each other, only ever peace, love, joy, and compassion. Om Shanti, 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 peace, peace, peace. To make this practice even more meaningful, more significant, and even better than meditation, renounce all the fruits. Think of this as your divine obligation to all beings everywhere. Do it because it must be done. So in order to establish ourselves more deeply in the highest self that resides within, bring the arms up, the palms turned slightly upwards from the fingertips. Inhale down through the fingertips, through the arms, into the spiritual heart, the best of the best. 4, feel yourself being flooded by the goodness. 6, 7, 8, holding in the heart, hold the breath. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale out through the arms, just the breath leaves out through the arms. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale again, attract everything you need down through the arms into the spiritual heart. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, hold the breath, with the attention at the heart. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale up through the arms, and just again the breath out. Everything you pulled in stays within. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One last time. Inhale the best of the best down through the arms into the spiritual heart. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Holding it all in the heart as an offering to God who resides there. Exhale out through the arms. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Drop the arms down now. Let's do Purifier Pranayama 3 times. Purifier Pranayama is done in order to purify the nadis. These are psychic receptors that are found all the way throughout the body. There's over 350,000 of them instead. Imagine all the purifying effects clearing, coming up through the spine to the crown. On the exhale, imagine you're expelling all the impurities out of the body. For the inhale, it's 4 counts through both nostrils. Hold the breath for 12. We block both nostrils and we engage the throat in a root lock. Engage throat in a root lock. And on the that's for 12 counts. On the exhale, it's for 8 counts. You can release the locks at that point and just breathe all the air out empty the lungs. For the breath retention, the root lock. Contract the buttocks. Push the belly button right into the front of the spine. Imagine you're lifting the whole pelvic floor up towards the navel. For the throat lock, inhale. Well, as you inhale, you try to inhale deeply. Raise the chest so that when you when it comes time to hold the breath, your chin comes down into the chest. Your back stays straight. Try not to hunch the back so you can allow the breath to pass through more easily. The tongue through from out behind the teeth will seal off the lock. The attention's at the space between the eyebrows. The seat of divine perception is located there. So let's do that 3 times. Otherwise, the hands are left hand in Jnana Mudra. Okay, so on the exhale. So exhale out all the air from the lungs. Inhale to both nostrils. 3, 4. Use the thumb and the right ring finger to block off the nostrils. 2, 3, 4. Apply the throat and root lock. 6, 7, 8. Remember, attention at the space in the eyebrows. 10, 11, 12. Exhale out to the left side. 2, 3, 4. Keep the right thumb against the right nostril. 6, 7, 8. Again, breathe through both nostrils. 3, 4. Hold the breath. Apply the throat to the root lock. Again, the third eye attention. It's the chest that lifts, not the shoulders. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Exhale out to the left nostril. 3, 4. The breath should be evenly moving in the body. 6, 7, 8. One more time. Inhale. 3, 4. Hold the breath. Everything stops. All the attention at the space between the eyebrows. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Exhale out through the left nostril. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Take a moment to just observe the state of the mind and the body and the emotions. Have no expectation as to what you should or should not observe. have no attachment to the result. Next one, Nadi stimulated pranayama. You might notice this honeybee breath. You're making the sound of a female honeybee. So you want to pick a pitch where you feel it in the space between the eyebrows. If you do it too low, you'll feel it in the throat. You do it too high, you'll feel it in the top of the head. So try to pick it so it's right in that area, the center of the forebrow. And in order to amplify the effects, we're going to bring the index fingers into the ears, push against the ear flaps so that you amplify the sound within. And then imagine that the vibrations produced by that humming sound will dislodge all the impurities from where they're residing in the body, bring them out into the bloodstream, be carried out of the body. Just allow the breath to ride the breath. Just allow the sound to ride the breath. We'll do it 3 times. Okay, so get ready by exhaling. Inhale. And then begin. Plug the ears. Elbows down. You can bring the elbows down between the breaths. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Inhale, elbows up. Begin again. Elbows down. Last time. Breathe in. Conclude. Take a moment to observe the state of the body, the mind, and emotions. Have no attachment to the result again. No expectation. Continue to be the eternal witness, observing it all. Just take a moment now to set up for the practice through the forms. We try to see God in each and every being. The way that God manifests in this universe, that divine essence within, is through the forms, through the different forms. So we celebrate all the magnificence and beauty of God within each and every being. And through this, we cultivate compassion and eventually, ultimately, unconditional love towards all beings. When you see God in all beings, it becomes unthinkable to want to do harm, to take away their comfort and their happiness. So now we will begin the practice, or the physical practice with the asanas. Come to standing. Okay, so now let's come to standing. And we'll begin with some exercises to prepare the body for the practice. We're going to start off with the hands on the hips. Start to roll the head around in circles. Try to get the ears to the shoulders, the chin to the chest, the back head to the top of the back. All the movements fluid, no jerky movements. And then go in the opposite sense. Around and around it goes. Feels so heavy, you can't even stay on the tip of the neck. It just rolls all the way around it. And now from here, swing from side to side. Imagine the arms like heavy ropes hitting the body. Look all the way around you. Maybe you can go faster, and then even faster, until the head's going in all directions, the whole body, the whole trunk is shaking. And then slow it down. And then from here, the right arm circles backwards. Imagine you're winding up to throw a ball. If you need to support your shoulder, you can bring your left hand across the chest. You can also turn the body with the arm. Form a loose fist with your hand. Go forward now. If you imagine you're holding a weight of 5 pounds in hand, maybe the arm will swing more easily. And now the left arm. And then go forward. As Dharmaji says, you have to move the joints every day. Keep the body in a state of radiant health. Keep moving or you end up in big trouble. Now bring your arms up over the head. Take hold of the opposite elbows, bend to the left, bounce a few times. Then go to the other side. Push the hips and ribs out towards the opposite side that you're bending. Go back to the first side. Try not to make wrinkles in the waist. Hollow out the underside of the body and the other side. Come back to the center. Little circles over the head. Head, neck, and shoulders mostly moving at first. But then gradually the circles get larger and larger. Chest and the upper back comes into the movement. And if you feel comfortable, leave the whole torso circles. Trace large circles within the body like the arms of a windmill. And coming all the way back up and go in the opposite direction. Again, starting little circles first. And gradually getting larger and larger. And if you feel comfortable again to do so, start to make the large circles in front of the body. Forearms come right across the front of the feet. And come all the way back up and release the arms. Shake up the wrists, move the fingers very, very rapidly from side to side. Like you have no control over the hands are moving all by themselves. Maybe up and down like the wings of a hummingbird. And then from side to side, again, circles, whatever you like to do. Good. Okay, now from here, arms plus sides of the body. As Dharmaji calls them, calisthenics, you might know them as jumping jacks. Make sure your hands meet across up on top of the head. You can do Kapalabhati as you're doing. And then stop. Arms out to the sides of the body. If you like, you can bring your hands on a wall or a chair. Swing the right leg back and forth. Try to get your knee to the shoulder, the toes to the back of the head. Bring your head back a bit. Oops. And then the other leg. Make the leg feel like a pendulum, swinging out of control, heavy. Watch the toes, flex the foot. So bring feet back together, arms by sides of body. 6 counts to come up. Inhale, 2, 3. Lift the heels at the same time as the arms coming up. 6, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Lower the heels down slowly. Inhale, come up. 3, push and roost your toes. 5, 6, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in, come up. 3, engage leg muscles in the core. 5, 6, exhale, 2, 3, 4. Control the descent so the heels don't hit the ground heavily. And up, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, stay up there now. Reach up tall, really push into your toes, lift the heels as high as you can. Hollow up the navel, legs and the torso. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Return the chin to the chest in a gesture of humbleness. Stay in this humble mindset throughout the practice. Good. Continue to offer up everything. Remember to keep that intention all throughout the practice. Come to the front of the mat now, hands to the heart. Imagine you're being infused by the light of the sun and the warmth of the sun, which represents the wisdom and the love of the Almighty Divine Essence within. And share it with all beings. Surya Namaskara. Raise your arms up overhead, arch back. Fold the body down. Bend your knees if you need to bring hands flat on the ground, chest on the thighs. Right foot back, lower down the knee, drop down to the feet. Then come into the high plank. The knees down, seats all the way back behind the heels. Glide forward between the arms. Roll the shoulders back, push your chest forward, take the head back. And again, take the seats back. Come forward. Imagine you're trying to pull forward towards the body. Pull the elbows slightly inside the body and turn the fingers out. Take the head back. And then again, take the seats back. Come forward, brushing the nose, come forward. And then uncoil. Roll the shoulders back, lift the head, try to get the head over your seat. Don't lose the neck. Back into Adho Mukha Svanasana. Lift your seat all the way up, allow the head to come down below the arms, soften and line the back. Then the right foot steps forward to the head. That's a difficult transition. Lower the back knee down. The foot doesn't make it all the way, just use your right hand to assist it to come forward. Feet together, Uttanasana, chest on the thighs, head down. Come all the way up, standing tall, arch back. Come back home, hands to the heart. Go up and back. Stretch the whole front of the body. Fold the body down. Move according again to your conditions. Left foot back, back knee down. You can take it easy at first as the body's warming up. Into high plank, lower the knees, the seat all the way back. Come forward. Imagine the body, you're in the body of a snake. Imagine having a boundless range of motion. Take the seats back. Come forward. Try to embody all the qualities, all the virtues of what you're representing. Be regal and wise, fierce and fearless like the serpents. One more time, take the seats back. 3 times blessed who can copy the teacher on all levels, physically, mentally, and spiritually. In any given form, imagine that as your teacher. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Lift the seat, the head again comes down below the arms if you can. Sink the heart. And then the left foot comes forward to the hands. Shoulders back, keep the back of the neck long. Uttanasana. Feet together. Come right up to standing, raise your arms over the head. Each time you arch, just pull your chest up away from the seat so you don't crunch your lower back or the back of the neck. Keep the spine a continuous conduit of energy. Like if you fold the hose in half sharply, then you cut off the water flow. In the right foot goes back into Anjalyasana here, and then into high plank. Ashtanga Namaskara. Knees, chest, forehead down, chest between your hands. Come through. As your hips come between your hands, push your hips and knees away from the ground. Push into your hands, rise up, charge the legs. Stay here for bend the toes under if you like. Pulse, push the shoulders back. Try to get your nose up. Think of a dog howling at the moon. Visualize a dog howling at the moon. And see if your body can realize what you see. Now push into your hands, lift your seat. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Soften, line the back. Try to get your heart to come closer to the ground, the belly to your thighs. If you're flexible, maybe the forehead comes right down. Try not to bend the arms. Try to work your shoulders here, open them up. Now from here, the right foot steps forward to the hands, back to the top, Anjalyasana. Feet together, Uttanasana. Bow to leg, chest on the thighs. Come all the way up again, reach up and back. Come back home. Don't worry about the breath, breathing in a way that feels natural with the movements of the body. And the breath will deliver more power and ease and grace to the movements. Left foot back, into the high plank. Listen to your inner teacher. Ashtanga Namaskara, knees, chest, forehead down. Come right through again into upward facing dog. Stretch the whole front body, charge the legs. Back into Adho Mukha Svanasana. Look like a dog stretching its back here. Embody the loyalty of the dog to its master. All the qualities are already within. You just have to turn them on. Why? Because we're all together. We're all divine manifestations of God. And then the left foot steps forward. Feet together. At every, we're all going to get the chance to experience everything, all forms. Reach up and back. This is what we need to do in order to attain self-realization. Realize, experience everything. Raise your arms up overhead. Fold the body down. Chest on the thighs, head down, the right foot back. Back knee down, drop down to the seat. Inhale, reach the arms up. Pull the seat up. Exhale, push the seat all the way forward, lean away from the leg. Now the arms to circle down. Inhale, can come up. Circle the arms down. Allow the head to fall back. Open yourself up to divine grace. Rise up again. Drop your seat forward. Good. And now from here, plant your hands back into high plank. If you want, you can do chaturanga. You can lower down one piece, one line from the heels to the top of the head, hovering just above the ground, about an inch, through to upward facing dog. If it's too much, do release chest forward into the ground again. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Good. Raise your right leg up, three-legged dog, and step the foot between the hands. Shoulders over the fingertips, so the foot doesn't land a big thump. Inhale again. Lift the seat. Pull the torso out of the hips. Use the arms to pull yourself up a little bit higher. Raise your arms up and circle down. Imagine the arms start at the hips, pulling everything up and circle down. Open yourself into divine grace. Left foot comes in to meet the right. A gesture of humbleness, the head down. Think again of the consciousness of the pose. You can imagine it through your movements. Open yourself up to divine grace, for instance, and surrendering. Hands back to the hearts. Raise arms up. Open yourself up for divine service. Fold the body down. Eyes downcast, a gesture of, again, humbleness. Left foot back, back knee down. Raise your arms up, lift the seat. Turn to the right arms. Come down. They float down softly. Circle to the right. With this action of turning, we're making a gesture of being receptive, reflecting, being receptive to all experiences. Into high plank, again, entry of your choice. You can do chaturanga if you like. Through into upward facing dog. Back into Adho Mukha Svanasana. Left leg up. Step the foot between the hands. Back knee down. All the movements graceful, like you see yourself moving the dreams. Softly, silently. Good. Gracefully. Open up to your left. And now close it up. The right foot comes in to meet the left. Uttanasana. Push your body against your legs. Try to get your seat up higher. If you're flexible, straighten your legs. Try not to detach your body from the legs though. And come on. Raise the arms over the head. Come back on. Bury your mind deep in heart. Watch your body move even more power, grace, and ease. Arch back as you come down this time. Bend your knees. Land your belly on your thighs and pull your hands right up off your back. If you can, join them together. Hands come over your head, maybe even in front of the head. And then the right foot back. Back knee down. If you can, foot touching feet to the ground. Circle the arms up. Drop your seat all the way forward and reach the arms back. Try to get your arms beside or behind your ears even. Now from here, take it back down into high plank. You have another entry to explore perhaps if you like. Bring your seat all the way back. Come forward, pull the elbows into side thigh, push through your toes, the hands, and right into upward facing dog. Try to do without lowering your hips and knees to the ground. Back into Adho Mukha Svanasana. Right leg up and back. Whatever you're doing is perfect if you're trying your best. If your intention is always to offer. Bring your seat forward. Raise your arms up over the head. Arch back, Kapyasana. Pull your body away from the leg. Again, try not to shorten or lower the back of the body. Pull the torso out of the hips. Now coming back. Swing your hands all the way back without touching things to the ground. Hold the breath. Left foot comes right beside the right. Uttanasana. Come all the way up to standing. Raise your arms over the head. Arch back. Come back home. Hands to the heart. Reach up and back. Connect the movement seamlessly like you're doing a divine dance devotion. Bend your knees, your belly on your thighs. Push your body into your legs. Try to get your seat over your heels. Remember, if you need to, you bend your knees in order to keep your belly with your thighs. And then the left foot goes back. Back knee down. Circle your arms up. Reach all the way back. Imagine your index fingers going over the back toes. Stretch. And then break the bones. Come back down into the high plank. Into upward facing dog. Whichever entry method is suitable for your strength and your abilities. Back into Adho Mukha Svanasana. Try your best. Left leg up. Go to the edge of your potential each and every time so you continue to push that edge forward bit by bit. Kapayasana. Reach up and stretch the arms back. Drop your shoulders down. Stay here for a moment. Lift through the heart. Push the heart up away from the seat. And then break the pose. Swing hands all the way back. Lean forward. Your belly comes onto your side. The hands come together if you can. And the feet come together. Uttanasana. And then come all the way to standing. Reach your arms over the head. Arch back. Come back home. And we'll do the same variation. Reach up and back. Fold the body down in half. Bend your knees. Push your body into your legs. Hands over your head. If your legs are straight, your forehead to your shins as well. The chest below the knees. And then the right foot goes back. Back knee down. Kapayasana. Raise your arms up. Stretch back. And then immediately come back down. So we're just going to flow from one place to the next if we're doing a divine dance of devotion and love. Take the seats back, come forward into upward facing dog. Inject love and devotion in all the poses. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Right leg up and then forward. Pay equal attention to the form. A sign of self-realization is when we see sameness everywhere. We see all things as the same. Swing hands back, left foot meets the right. Uttanasana. Come all the way up to standing, reach up and back. Hands back to the heart. Doesn't matter what the form is, whether it's an insect or a king, we see God in each and every one. Chest on the sides, hands all the way up and back, up over your head, left foot back. Back knee down, Kapayasana. Reach up and back, stretch. Bring the hands back down into the high plank. And through we go, upward facing dog. Turn the fingers a little bit again, squeeze your elbows into the sides, by push through your toes. Upward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Left leg up. Step the foot between the hands. Down to both your feet, reach up and back. Stretch all the way back. Fingertips trying to move all the way right over your toes. Swing your hands back behind the body. Getting ready for Uttanasana, and then when you arrive, the forehead to your shins, the seat up, maybe straight, the seat is right over your heels. Come right up to standing, raise your arms overhead, arch back. Engage the buttocks, never back. Come back home. Take pause here for a moment. From the heart, inhale the left and heart up to the crown. Hold the breath, imagine that love now going out to all beings, send it to everyone. Exhale back down to the heart, remain established in divine, unconditional love for all beings. So next, we'll do 4 more sun salutations, a different variation this time, just a little bit more dynamic. Maybe if you feel comfortable, you jump in these. If it's not good to jump for you, then you just walk back. So raise your arms up, we'll just demonstrate, reach up and back. Pull the body down, bend your knees, hands to the ground, hold your breath. Jump back, hovering just above the ground, into upward facing dog. Back into Adho Mukha Svanasana. Jump forward to the hands, reach up and back. And then keep going. Now join me. Come down, hands to the ground, into Chaturanga, through into upward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Jump your feet to the hand, reach up and back. 3 more. Pull the body down, into low plank, upward and downward. Feet forward, reach up, try not to allow the body to come when you're doing the jump to land heavily or to just shake. Raise the feet up, feet to the hands, raise the arms up, One more time, go down. The landing should be light, like you're landing like a feather. Feet to the hands, reach up and back. And again. Pranavasana. Then immediately lower the arms down, arms by sides of the body. Charge the body from everywhere. Inhale the best of best. Imagine going through the body, up the spine to the ground. Exhale, send it everywhere. Send it out to all beings as well. Remember, everything is meant to be shared. So now let's continue with some more balance poses. So we're going to start off at the back of the mat. Hands behind the back. Arms, if you can, join together. Squeeze your palms together. If that's too much, just bring arms out to the side. So making like an airplane flying level. Lean forward and then bring the right leg up. So we straighten the left leg. Straight line from the foot all the way to the top, the head to the toes. Imagine lying on a table. You can stay here, you can start to bend your left knee. Bring the hands up higher, as high as you can, to bring a foot up. Foot eventually higher than the hip. And the head lower than the hip, about the height of the knee. So you can squeeze your shoulder blades together, bring your chin forward, arch your back a little bit if you can. Now bring your hands down to the ground. The left foot comes to the hand. The index finger on the outside of the heel. Bend your left knee and keep your belly as the side. If you have tight hamstrings, you can fold your right leg. And then try to bring your knee up. So again, according to your abilities, your flexibility, and see if you can move your right hand in closer and closer. Eventually, maybe you can get your hand on the foot. Hold the breath. As you're doing it, your hip is right in line with your heel. Gaze is beyond the toes. Break the pose, the fingers come back down, the right foot comes up, the arm down, and roll your way up. And now, on the other side, move to the back of the mat again. Send your hands behind the back. You can join them together or hands out to the side. Step forward the right foot. Pick up the left foot. Stretch from the top of the head to the toes. No wrinkles in the back of the neck. Both hips are looking down. But you can stay in this letter T pose, or if you want, you can bend your right knee, land your belly on your thigh, and see if you can raise the left leg up higher, pull your hands up. Open up the shoulders a little bit, try to get your back to arch a little bit, to curve. And then bring the hands back down. Again, get ready for the standing split. Bend your right knee. Again, if you need to, just fold your left leg in towards the seat. Push your body against your legs, your belly against the thigh. Your right hand on the foot, index finger on the outside of the heel, close to the back of the foot. And then move your hand closer and closer, your left hand. Until eventually you can bring your hand on the foot. Both index fingers on either side of the heel. Gaze beyond the toes. Of the form to the legs. And from here, bring the hands back down. Left foot comes back down. And here, the head stays heavy as you roll your way back up. Breathe in. Bring in everything you need into the spine, up to the ground. Exhale, send it everywhere throughout. Good. Now we're going to continue with ballet pose. Standing on your left foot. Anchor down to the left foot. Take hold of the right heel from the inside. If you're having trouble bouncing, stand against the wall or bring your left hand to the wall. Right thumb to the heel, behind the heel, and bring your arm and leg out at the same time if you can. About the same height. Or, if you're more flexible, bring your foot up higher, lean a little bit to your left. Try to have your arm and your leg in the same angle. If you can look up. Yeah, helps flex your foot, push the base of the toes. Be magnificent and poised and graceful like a dancer. And now bring your knee in. From here, lean forward. You have to bend your knee a little bit. If you can, take hold of your ankle or your heel and start to extend your leg forward. Your elbows are down. Your forearms are squeezing your leg.
So you can get your chest on your thigh, your belly on your thigh, your chin to your shin. Back is straight. If it's too much, just bring your foot down like so. Your heel is in line with your knee. And release, bring your foot back down, make your way back up. So pose takes stamina and determination. Bring down the right foot, step down firmly, spread the toes, come again into your dancer pose, your ballet pose. Arm and the leg at the same height, or the fingers and toes at the same height, or bring it up higher. Maybe you look like a letter Y as opposed to a letter T. Wherever you are is perfect, again, if you're offering up the pose. Become one with the form. Good, now bring your foot back, bend your knee, do it sideways to the seat. So you want to push your seat back a little bit as you're stretching your leg forward. Your hips come a little bit behind the foot. Elbows come down, you're squeezing your forearms against your shin. Your leg is about the height of the hip, doesn't have to be high. Concentrate on steadiness and good determination. And then break the pose. Bring your foot back down, roll your way back up. Breathe in, breathe out. So now we're going to come to the back of the mat again, Ardha Chandrasana. Move through the forms gracefully like a shapeshifter without effort, fluidly. The left hand comes down in front of your foot about 14 or 16 inches or so, not too close, otherwise it'll be more difficult to open up and it might be difficult to balance as well. Open up to the right, bring the right arm up. From here, you can bend both knees. I like to bend the left knee so that you can press more weight into your left foot and then take the right foot close to your seat so you can take the foot more easily, the ankle, and push it all the way up again. Open up like you're doing a bow pose. Pull the foot back. Open up the right shoulder. If you have good balance, you can look forward. Try to get your hip in the same line as your heel, and then bring the left hand up. Hold the breath. Bring your hand to the heart. If you have good balance, you can take your hand to the foot and push the foot all the way up. You want to keep going. Press into your left foot. Come into standing bow pose. Push the foot away. You can also, if you can't take both hands to the foot, dancer. Try to have your foot above the height of the head, the thigh level to the ground. Now, release. Again, charge the body. Inhale the best breath into the spine, bring it all the way up to the crown. Exhale, send it all the way throughout the body. So chart on the other side now. So you do the charging breath whenever you need to rejuvenate the body. Some poses are more difficult than others, challenging, so maybe you have to do it more often for those between poses, between each side. The right foot down, and then the right hand down. Stay on the fingertips. If you need to, you can lower down on your left knee even. Find the variation or modification that works for you. Left arm up. Fingers together so as not to, and make sure it's active, so try not to let the arm go lazy. You can stay here or step to the right knee. Push firmly into your right foot. Take your left heel close to your seat and then push it away again. See if you can take hold of the leg, the lower leg or the ankle as opposed to the foot. The foot tends to be slippery. Push the left shoulder back, open up the chest. And again, you have option to keep on moving, going further. Keep your gaze in front, hold your breath, the right hip in line with your heel, and your right hand to the heart, or maybe take hold of the foot, and then press at your foot and come up. Push your chest forward, shoulder blades squeeze together. Once you're upright, straighten out your right leg. Keep pushing your foot as far away from your body as possible first. And release. If you fall out of the pose, just keep trying. Come back up.
Each time you fall, keep standing right back up. Remain supreme in your efforts. Keep trying. Charge the body again. Imagine all the lights of every color coming into the spine up to the crown. Exhale, send it everywhere. Radiate your light from within. Good. Okay, so one more, and maybe we'll play a little bit for this one. So we're going to come for the diving eagle. Bring left leg forward, and then bring the right leg up. Arms out to the side, so we did this pose before. Oops. So now bring your hands down, close to the heels, the palms close to your foot, your toes. And you can do a few things. You can just push first into the toes and lift your heel up. Try to get your hip up. You can bend your knee as well. Sometimes it's easier to come up if you make yourself more compact. Make sure your fingers are spread. Hug the arm bones inside spine like you're holding a newspaper underneath your arm. So you can stay doing that, or if you want, you can see if you can push under your hands and lift your foot up off the ground. Okay, so just a few times. Maybe at some point you can stay. Get your hips a little bit further forward. Flex your feet. Drop the foot behind you a little bit further back so you can find balance. You can do with straight legs also, and just touch your foot. And see eventually if you can tap your foot together, you might be able to stay. Keep doing this. So try for about a few minutes. Or you can bring your foot on a chair or a wall. Make sure your legs are bent, like the leg on the wall is bent. So if you're reaching for the wall, you're too far. And then you just try to push off the base of this chair. It's a little bit hard because this is a soft chair. Okay, so we get the idea, maybe for me, if it's a cushion, cushions your hands. Keep trying, keep working, flex your feet. Make sure your hands are not too far apart. Keep on trying. Good. All right, one more minute. Dharma gets us to do this for about a minute, 5 minutes or so sometimes. To make the arm bones thick. Break the bones. So from here, chin comes into your chest and roll your way up. Charge the body, breathe in, the best into the spine. Exhale, send it everywhere. Feel rejuvenated, feel recharged. So now let's continue with more postures. Standing in the middle of the mat, facing out the long edge of the mat. Fingertips come together about the height of the elbows. Jump or walk your feet apart, turn to your left. Virabhadrasana. If you're flexible, try to get your knee over the toes. The back knee is close to the ground, so a few inches. Extend your arms. You can lift your shoulders, lift the palms, and then push the palms down and extend even more. Look over the front hand, and enter in the consciousness of the warrior. Bring your right arm up to meet the left. Virabhadrasana. 1. Look up. If you can't turn your right hip all the way, you can lift the back heel. If it's too much, you can also bring your right knee to the ground. Lift up out of the hips. Look up, as though to say, on yours, Swami, higher devotion. Now from here, bring the right knee down, fan out your toes, Kapyasana again. Rock your shoulders back. Lift the heart, arch your back. You can stay here. If you have the other variations, go ahead. You can slide your right hand to your right foot.
You can keep your hand on the left knee for more steadiness. Push your chest up. Try not to make any folds in the waist. If you want to keep going, you can bring a right foot up. You can press the foot against the inside of the right arm, like a spear pose, or lean towards the foot, bring the fingertips close to the ear, and then the left hand comes, lock your fingers together, and push the foot away from your shoulder. Think of a swan's neck. It doesn't have any kinks in the neck, no sharp angles. Smooth out the lines of the arms. If you know other variations, you can go ahead and take your hand maybe to the top of the foot. Lift the chest up, take the head back, move the foot to the left, and maybe the foot lands on the head according to your abilities. French, you can allow the head to sit in the foot and just bring your arms up. Break the pose. Dharma Yoga also says don't expect to do everything the first day. Those who have look like they have advanced practices, maybe they've done it a lot already in a past life, and they're just carrying off where they left off from the last time. So we all have a chance to experience everything. The left foot moves out to the edge of the mat. Push the right foot, lower the knee down, and then if your hips are low enough, fall to your right. See if you can get your right forearm down, go back to your left. Both sides of your hips equally down. So try not to either have the knee out to the side like so, or the foot sliding away. So this, in both cases, the hips are not even. Try to get your shin vertical. This way, move the foot out a little bit more. Your knee is close to the shoulder, and you telescope your head and chest forward. The more you lengthen, the more your body comes down. Try to get your body lower than the knee, and just rest like a lizard sunning itself on a warm earth. If you know other variations by advanced practitioners, you can go ahead. Maybe take your left arm over the foot. From the outside, it goes underneath the left leg, underneath the knee, and you join your hands over your back. Once you find the pose where you're steady, leave the body alone and enter into your meditation, become one with the form. Break the pose. You can concentrate so deeply that you embody all the qualities of what you're representing, and you find that pose, that being at ease, you too may find ease. Now release your back, your left hip moves back a little bit, your hip is over the back knee, and then just rest your body on your leg, your belly on your thigh. From the base of the spine, breathe all the way to the crown. Imagine your chest is going beyond the knee. Exhale, sink more weight into your front leg. If this is easier for you, you can bring your seat all the way forward, bend the toes under, and slide your left foot forward. Sometimes it helps to have your foot slide on a slippery surface. And then pulse. Don't go too hard or too fast. Remember, be mindful. Don't go to a place of pain or suffering. If you're all the way down, bring your arms up, and then reflect that great leap that Hanuman took, the physical leap, but also a leap of faith. Anything is possible if you just believe, if you keep adhering to ethical rules, and you do your best. Offer everything up, and then the body transforms in ways you never imagined. Now break the pose. Push into your fingertips. Drag your left foot back. Come more upright. Your legs should look like a box. Bend the toes under the back foot. If you lift your left foot up easily, it's in the right place. And then Parivrita Pashkanasana. Do this orientation so you can see the right arm up, angle the toe and knee towards the left, the same ankle. Push your leg out of the way so you can get more space for the right arm to come down. Armpit is actually sitting outside the knee. Left hand pushes into your right, and you keep pushing your left hand down to the right. At the same time, your body's coming up. The belly comes higher than the thighs, and the chest comes to your thumbs. Roll the left shoulder all the way back. Push the left hip back, telescope head forward. If you want, you can lift your back knee up off the ground. Push into the base of the toes, hold the breath, and push the knee up. If you want to take the bind, it might actually be easier with your leg up if you can keep the balance. Use your left hand, turn to your left a little bit, and see if you can slide your arm underneath. It goes in a diagonal direction, left arm goes over the back, join your hands. And pull on the arm, try to get your chest to look up, your chest and face turn up. The pose, come back with your hands and your body in between your legs and come all the way up. Go to the other side now. Turn to the right. If you need to, you turn 180 degrees if you can't see the screen anymore. Reach forward. Again, lift the shoulders, lift the palms. Exhale, extend the palms, turn them down, and stretch again. Shoulders are down. Neck is long. The body is quiet, the mind also quiet. And then raise the left arm up, embody that calm demeanor of the warrior, always ready to render service, to protect, no hesitation at all. Reach up. Now from here, bend the left knee, and then, bring the left knee down and reach back, stretch. Walk your shoulders back and forth, pull your arms all the way back. Lift the heart away from the seat. And again, you can move into your variations if you like. You can slide your left hand to your knee and maybe to the foot. The right hand on the knee. And if you want to have your seat all the way forward, close to the heel. And then you can bring your leg up, your foot up, push it against the arm, the inside of the arm, or take your swan. Lock your fingers together, turn your wrist away, and push your foot away. Keep your seat low. Want to take other variations? Go ahead. Another way to get into it is you take your hand to the outside of the foot, and then lift the elbow up, out to the side, and up. Be careful of your joints. Eventually, the foot and the head sit to the foot. The arm can go up. Break the pose. With practice, you learn all sorts of tricks to move the body more efficiently into the poses. Constant practice and your determination. Push back and forth through the left foot. And then eventually your knee goes down, flatten out the toes, and then roll and fall to your left if your hips are low enough. If not, you just stay on your hands and you just keep pushing hips towards ground. Think of doing a cobra pose. Your hips are on the ground for cobra. Okay, so then eventually, with the visualization of your hips sinking down like the anchor anchors down the boat, perhaps the rest of the body will follow. The hips will come down, and when the hips are down, the rest of the body will flatten out. The pelvis, the belly, and eventually the chest and the chin. You want to take your binds or your other variations, go ahead, or your modifications. Always the intention is offering. Go beyond just the satisfaction of your own desires and needs. If you attach too much to the results, then you suffer. It's a form of attachment. Now we're going to come back from the pose. Push your hips back so that the hip is over the back knee. Lift the toes on the front foot. You can bring your left foot to the right a little bit. Bounce the leg. The weight of the body and the leg might release the hamstrings. Take your attention to where you want to find the release. That's where the prana will go. Your attention is like a magnet. Imagine the top head's going to touch the foot at any moment. If you want to go further, the pose. Slide it, make sure your left foot's in the same line as your knee. Start to slide the left foot, the right foot forward. So you want to move your hands so that they're beside your hips. Try not to lean forward too much. Your shoulders over the hips. Eventually, and then you just pulse softly, not again in a hard, aggressive way. Raise your arms up. If you're all the way down, you can imagine your Hanuman leaping right across the island of Sri Lanka. Anything is possible if you're adhering to the ethical rules and you're doing your best. Reach up, stretch. Good. And then from here, break the pose. Push into your fingertips. Slide your right foot back. Come upright. The legs like a box again, bend the toes under the back foot. Helps with balance. So you can raise your right leg up. Stay there. Left arm up. Angle the toe and knee towards the left. And bring the arm down. The armpit on the outside of the knee. Now, again, if your hands are by the shoulders, you want to push the right hand to your left so the body comes higher. The belly over the thighs, and the chest comes behind your thumbs. Your hand should be in front of your chest, the center of the chest, not in front of the shoulders. Right shoulder goes back, look up, and if you want to take the bind here, sometimes it's easier for some, but you have to push your hips back to give you more space. Use the right hand to guide the hand underneath in the diagonal line, so the hand slides across the front of the body, and then the right arm goes over the back. Join your hands together, and at some point, you can also lift your knee up off the ground. Push to the base of the toes. Roll the right shoulder back on the hands. Make sure you're not sagging through the back knee or the hips. This will cause you to come out of pose more sooner. Break the pose. Come back into plank. Regular side plank. Move on to your left hand, turn to the right. Make sure you're not dropping into the shoulder or sagging to the hips. If this is starting to happen, bring your left knee down and do it from here. Push your hips up, arms in a straight line, foot to head in the same line, straight line. And then go to the other side, come to plank, turn towards your left, stand on your right hand. Break the pose, come back down to the knees. Good, thunderbolt. Take a deep breath in. Bring the best, exercise everywhere throughout the body. Good. Gomukhasana. If you can, actually, let's see. You're going to lift up in the more stand upright position. Bring your right foot forward, and then bring your knee in front of the other. The left foot comes out. The right foot comes out to your left. Your right foot goes. Your right foot goes to your left. Your left foot goes to the right, and then you sit between the heels if you can, and you pull your knees one on top of the other. If you can't do this without having both sides of the hips anchored, you can maybe just sit with your knees together and just sit on the heels like this. Sukha Gomukhasana. Again, do according to your abilities. Right arm up, take hold of the elbow with the left hand and push it all the way up and further back behind the head. Lift the heart from behind. And imagine you can use your hand to pull your body up higher so you're not dropping into your hip. Drop your shoulders down. And if you have the ability, you can bring the mobility, bring the left arm down, snake it up the back, join your hands together and pull on your right hand with your left. Try to get your elbows in the same line, right behind that center of the head. Release, chin in. From here, press your hands if you're in this pose. If your legs are crossed, you can take your seat up and you on the edge of your feet and move to your left. Keep your hands in front of your feet at all times. Spin on the same spot, don't travel. And walk your hands around as you're moving in a circle and then come back down. When you're facing forward, your left knee now should be on top. Otherwise, you could have skipped all that and just stay with your legs together, sitting on your heels. Now your left arm is up. Take hold of the elbow with the right hand and push it down and back. Lift the heart from behind. And then if you have the mobility, you can take the right arm up. Sometimes it might be easier to take your right arm behind the back first. Use the left hand to push into your elbow and swing your arm up first. So you take your elbow and push your hand over to the left, and then so you can bring it up the back, and then bring your left arm up and not with the hands. So whichever one is suitable for you to go into the pose, explore the different transitions. Learn your own tricks to help the body move with ease. Pull on the hands, lift the chest. And break the pose. Release. Shake up the shoulders. So now we're going to come back. One more variation, one more round of Vasisthasana. You can do the same one, of course, or you can go into variations. If you're doing it from your knee, you can start here and maybe take the foot up and pull the foot back. A little bit of balancing. If you want to balance when you're on your hands, other options. Go into the pose, a side plank first, and then start to slide the right toes back behind your left foot, a little bit alongside the knee. You have to turn on the left foot as well. The toe should be no more than 45, so between 30 and 45 degrees. Basically, the toes are following the same line as the leg. Make sure that the inside edge of the foot is down, and your hips are high, so you take the right foot up off the ground. Start from here. If you take your foot off the ground easily, maybe catch the knee. If you're flexible, perhaps you can work towards getting your foot. And the full expression of the pose, it could look like a dance or ballet pose. Just another orientation. Go ahead. Try it out. Check it out. Break the pose. Go on the other side. The same graceful exit as your entrance. Use your breath. Imagine again you're moving as you move in your dreams. If you're doing the other variations, turn your right foot, anchor the inside edge of the foot down. Make sure your toes are not pointing out too much. It's following the same line as the rest of the right leg. So you can get your left foot up off the ground. If so, catch the knee, maybe the foot. You have to push your hips all the way up. You should feel like Urdhva Dhanurasana. Rock it. Break the pose. Come back gracefully. And from here, lower your knees down. Come into child's pose. Breathe in. Breathe out. Relax everything. And coming back up. Headstand is next. Shoshasana. If you don't have a headstand, if you're not comfortable with your feet leaving the wall at all, leaving the ground at all, you just bring your forehead from your knees and lift your seat. And just stay here. If it's too much pressure on the back of the head, just move your head forward. You try to have your seat in line over your hips, or your hips over your knees. Otherwise, if you know any variation of headstand, if you know what you're doing, go ahead. If you want to try on the wall, same thing as we did before. Those who are in headstands, you can stay. You go into lotus if you have a lotus, or you can try different things. Move your arms. Try to come off one arm, whatever you're working on. Okay? If you're working on trying to get off the wall, bring your feet against the wall, your seat on your heels. Make sure your elbows are underneath your shoulders, and you should be able to take the outsides of the arms easily. And then, interlace your fingers, place the hands down, and bring your head between your hands. Again, your legs should be bent, so you're not reaching for the wall. Your shoulders and your hips in the same line. Bring one foot all the way back behind. Cushion the head with your hands. Eventually, maybe pull your toes away from the chair or the wall, whatever you're using. Push into forearms. More weight on the forearms at the beginning so it will make it more comfortable while you're trying to get used to having weight on your head. So just pull your toes away and just work. Keep your feet close to ground. If you start to extend your legs and go too fast, the forces might just make you unsteady and you might fall over. Okay, so just move slowly, find a balance, and make sure you can be steady with your legs bent before you try to take your legs out. If you're in forehead stand, if you like, you want to take a lotus, go ahead. It makes the mind more one-pointed and focus. All the attention to the space in the eyebrows. Concentrate on that seated divine perception there. Getting ready to make your way down. If you're in tripod, or you can make your way into tripod, you can come down into crow if you like. If you're lotus, if you're advanced practitioner, you can land your lotus on your upper arms. Hold your breath, tuck the tail a little bit, and push into your hands, lift your head up off the ground. Lotus crow. And come out of pose. Not important, just options as always. Again, child's pose. Breathe in, breathe out. It's important to offer up even these moments of rest as well. They all have their place. Every part of the practice is important. Offer it all up. They all have different benefits. Now you will roll back up. So here we're going to move into plow pose. So you can go onto your back. Bring your legs out in front. Push your front to the mat. You roll back. Use a few rolls if you need to get your feet up high enough, so you can eventually bring your hands to your seat and your back and bring your feet behind your head. Now from here, get ready for shoulder stands. If it's too much, you can just stay in here. If this is still too much, you can do bridge pose. Bring heels close to your seat and lift your seat like this. Try to get your chest as high as possible. So that is an option. Okay, so otherwise, bring your hands all the way behind the back. Move from one side to the other. Try to get your arms all the way behind so you can't see them from front. Take your hands to your seat. Push your hips forward and bring your legs up one at a time. Reach through the toes. Try to get your legs in a straight line. Again, you can do a lotus if you like. If you have a lotus, a full lotus, not a half lotus. And you want to get your knees up higher than the hips. Push into your thighs. Nothing to do, nowhere to go but deep within. Beyond the body, beyond the mind, beyond the emotions. You start to make your way into plow pose. If you have a lotus, you can do a lotus. You keep your lotus, bring your lotus against your body, and wrap your arms around the legs, the thighs. Catch your hands underneath your seat. If you don't have a lotus, come back to plow. Feet behind the head. You can, however, drop your knees to the ground or close onto the shoulders. If you're very flexible, maybe the knees will come down onto the ground in front of your shoulders. And then squeeze these against the ears. Withdraw from your senses. Shut out all the inputs that are coming in through the ears and the eyes. We're going to prepare to come out. Bring your hands behind the back, palms down, Slide back out. Keep your legs close to thighs, close to your body as long as you can. And your hands behind your seat. Eventually, maybe you land on your hands. You're sitting on your wrists. Bring your legs down to the halfway down, and then once you're halfway down, lift your back up off the ground. You can slide your hands a little bit further under, move the elbows closer together, and then lift your chest as much as you can. Bring the top of the head down. If it's too much for your legs to stay up, bring them down as well. Push your chest all the way up, and then breathe very fast. Fast streak of breath. Pat like a puppy through the nose, or sniff like a puppy through the nose. Bring your feet close to your seat. Slide your hands out from underneath and bring your fingertips on either side of the head. In front of the head, fingers spread. Lift your seat. Slide your head in a little bit closer. Turn your hands around. Urdhva Dhanurasana. Fingers are now spread and facing towards the heels, a little bit turned outwards as well. If you can, lift your head up off the ground. Lift your heels if you can and stretch. Otherwise, you can do bridge pose. Your shoulders and the back of the head stay on the ground. Good. Lengthen the arms and the legs. Stretch. Push and reach your toes. If you're more advanced, you can do other variations. You can lift the right leg up. So you can come on to just the fingertips of the left hand, maybe even just the index finger, the tip of the index finger. Then you might be able to take your hand right up off the ground. Just lost it for a second. Push to the base of the toes of the foot that's raised. And try on the other side. If you want to walk your hands, the feet closer together if you're doing trying to take your hand off your left leg up. See if you can start by just coming onto your index finger of the right hand. Hold your breath, really push your hips up. See if you can take your hand up off the ground. Again, according to your abilities. And then break the palms, come back down. If your mind is really struggling with the idea of doing a pose, it's not ready, then just wait for it to be ready. Breathe in, breathe out. Sometimes the hardest thing is to back off from what you want to do. The body's not ready, so you just end up in injury. So just be mindful when you're doing them again. It goes back to the offering, the idea of transmitting the best of the best. Inhale, exhale. Imagine you fainted. Now from here, we're going to roll back into plow pose. And we're going to try to find our way into boat. So you can either bend your knees to camp on your knees and try to come up to the boat without touching feet to the ground between. If you're stronger, you can take hold of your big toes. Try not to bend your legs either, and try not to let go of your feet. So take a deep breath in, hold your breath, and come up, down the boat. Bring your legs up. Depending on your flexibility, you can bend your knees and just push your shoulders, your armpits are with your knees. If you're more flexible, you can keep your legs upright, bring it together. Whoops. Cross your arms behind your legs and try to bring your shins right to your face. Lift your chest, balance on your seat. Now from here, bring your feet back down, glide your feet forward. Depending on your flexibility, you can take hold, you slide your arms underneath your legs, take hold of your arms close to shoulders, and then maybe slide your feet further out. If you can get your legs flat on the ground, you can skip all this and just go into the pose. Bell on your thighs, push your chest forward so you try and get your heart forward, in front of your knees, and stay. From the base of the spine, inhale up to the crown. Exhale back down to the base of the spine. Watch the movement of the breath. if you know it, can sit up a little bit higher. Take hold of the feet, and then take a deep breath in. Exhale, empty out the lungs, and then start roll your belly. So your belly is sort of making a wave motion. You're squeezing, and then you let go. So you just push the belly, nudge the belly muscles are just moving like a wave. Just nudge, and this helps to just detoxify the organs a little bit. And then from here, release, take your hands back behind you, bench pose. Feet underneath your knees, turn the toes and fingers out, throw your hips up. Breathe very fast. Lower the seat back down. Open up your legs. So your armpits are close to to your knees here. You can take hold of the outside edge of the feet for the moment. Just try to get your body forward. Then you can take your hands inside of the heels. If you can push your heels out. So if you're flexible, your feet come further apart. If you're less so, you can meet knees bent and keep your hands closer to your insides of the legs. You don't have to take hold of the heels. Slide them in a little bit more. Be careful you don't overstretch. If you're very flexible, maybe you'll find your way on the ground, the belly, the chest, and the chin completely flat on the ground. Pose, come back up. From here, bend your knees, lift your feet up so you can hang them over the outside of the arms, as close to shoulders as possible. Okay, so you push against the fronts and the backs of the shoulders with your legs, the backs of your legs, and then push into your hands, lean forward, grip the floor with the ground. You have to move your head forward and lift your seat. You have to push into the arms into the backs of the legs so that you can eventually come to Titibasana. If that's a little bit difficult for you to get up off the ground, start in the squat. Bend your knees, bring your shoulders in behind your legs, and then push your seat down, but don't lower it down too much, otherwise you'll just fall back. Keep your body level to the ground, move your feet forward, and lift up. Easier version is to walk your feet closer together, press one foot or hook the feet together. Arm squeezing pose. So you're squeezing the legs and the arms together, and this will help you to find stability. Again, your body's compact. Dharmaji says, use of physics. The smaller the body is, the easier it is to roll, okay, to move. Okay, so now from here, come onto the belly. Start off with Shanavasana. Arms beside the body, palms up, press the hands down, lift your legs up. Try not to bend your legs. Lift chest up. And then bring your arms up. If you can, stretch. The whole body is singing, active. Exhale down, bring the hands in front, stack the hands, forehead on the hands, breathe in, breathe out. Hands underneath the shoulders, roll the shoulders back. Start to make your way into Cobra. If you need, you can stay with your forearms on the ground, stay in Sphinx. Take your head back, push your chest forward away from the seat, try to get the top of the head over your seat. Curve your back. No wrinkles in the back body. More advanced, more flexible, bring your fingers closer, right close to the hips, press into your fingertips, get more height. Try to get the whole trunk off the ground, from the tops of the legs, everything up off the ground. Open up your legs if you like. Bring your feet up. Imagine you squeezing sock behind your knees, perhaps. Point your toes, maybe the foot and the head will come together. Stay in the pose a little bit longer. one with the form. Break the pose. If you don't hold the poses long enough, then the mind never has a chance to find the stillness. Breathe in, breathe out. Bring your feet up. Last back bend. Take hold of the ankles if you can. Otherwise, you can repeat cobra, or you can just do skydiving pose. Bring your fingers to the ground and lift your thighs up off the ground, and so you can lift your arms up. So you can do this instead. Or take hold of the ankles, push the feet away from your head, pull on your legs, try to get your legs up higher. Eventually your toes, your feet come higher than your head. If you look up, you'll see your toes. Walk back and forth. The wider you are, the legs are, the easier it is. So you bring your feet together, breathe a little bit more. Takes a little. Don't jam up the neck. Keep breathing as well. Don't hold the breath. Break the pose. Breathe in. Breathe out. Come back up to seated. Take your legs around. Ardha Matsyendrasana. Left leg can fold under. Right foot on the outside of the left knee. If you can't get your both sides of the seat grounded, extend your left leg and move your right foot forward beyond your knee. Right, I'll do it this way for this one. This side, left arm up, and push the left arm against the other side of the right thigh. Inhale, push the lower back up and in. Turn to the right. So make sure you're not leaning back like this. This is not doing anything. Okay, so you just have to actively push into lower back, straighten up as you inhale, and then just pull the knee beyond the left edge of the body. It's not just the eyes that turn, the whole torso turns from the hips all the way up. Break the pose, change your legs around. You can do again the full pose, Ardha Matsyendrasana, with the right foot would be close to the left hip, right against, beside it, right arm up. And go to your left. Otherwise, you extend your right leg. You do the same pose, variation as you did the first time. Push into lower back. In either case, lift the heart, lengthen the spine before you turn more. Try to get your chin over the back shoulder. Use your arm to guide the right knee, so the left knee beyond the right edge of the body. Break the pose, lie down on the back for Shavasana. Relax everything once you're down on the mat. Take a deep breath in. Imagine you went unconscious. Let go of all the fatigue. Let go of all tension. Imagine the best is coming to you now. Comes as a result of offering up your practice, all your efforts. Everything that's coming in, imagine it's coming from all beings around you. And accept it with gratitude. And give back to them by taking all that you receive and all of your own gifts as well, directing it right into the spiritual heart, to the right spiritual heart, in the center of the chest, and the right side of the physical heart. That is where God resides, and as God is equally present in all beings, what you extend to God, what you offer to God, extends to all beings.
Imagine the space of your heart growing infinitely large, for the nature God is infinite, immutable, eternal, and stainless. And make that heart space, that sacred, infinitely large holding space to hold all beings within. Keep on aiming to see no separation between you and all beings, and try not to come into place of judgment, seeing some beings as lower or higher than yourselves. We all start at the same point. Through the knowledge, as we gain more knowledge, we move towards self-realization, and we realize that we are all the same. There's no you, no me. True nature itself is formless, after all, and is everywhere. You too are everywhere, boundless, infinite. So now, continue to keep the idea that all beings are sacred and worthy of love as you move back to your day-to-day lives, and in your interactions with all beings, exercise a compassion and boundless love towards them, all beings. Now come back to seated position, move in a way that is gentle, that is quiet, that is reverent. Make the transition with your eyes closed, just again like you were the witness, actionless, just watching it all. And we'll close the practice by chanting Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Instill the peace within, send out to all beings everywhere. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Be receptive to the grace of God, all is within. Namaste. Thank you so much for coming. Have a wonderful day. Much love. Next week I'll probably have to do it. If I can do it, it will be early on Sunday, but I may not be able to. But I look forward to practicing it again. Namaste.